श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम्। कंदर्प गणित अमित छवि नव नील नीरद सुंदरम्। पटपीत मानहु तडित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम्। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम्। नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम्। कंदर्प गणित अमित छवि नव नील नीरद सुंदरम्। पटपीत मानहु तडित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम्। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम। श्रीराम श्रीराम राम राम सिया राम।
She's not into it.
Father, can I ask a question?
Yes, yes.
The same question about when I'm working and it's all, so let's just use Excel sheet and just looking at staying in the heart and doing that work. So in a sense, all the attention goes on the Excel sheet, let's say, Father. So, but to stay in the presence of God while I'm doing some office work, let's say, is it also that a little preservation of that attention, something like that, Father? Is that? Can you?
Yes, thank you. Good question. So, let's say that you were madly in love with a boy called Ram. Suppose his name is Ram, and you're just madly in love with him. So then, when you're working on the Excel sheet, what happened?
In the back of somewhere, there'll be some attention on him,
Like a constant remembrance,
right?
and the Excel sheet and the work seems to be just something happening on the foreground, but the main work is the enjoyment of that love in your heart. So, so that is what we are trying to. So what happens is that we pull this way or we pull this way. Now, in this case, the more we remember, the more the love deepens. So, even when it feels like I have to do something to keep him in constant remembrance, then for a while we do that till it becomes very natural to us. It becomes just something that is not does not have to seem like work necessarily. It just seems as natural as existing itself, as being itself. So, but initially, while we are getting used to living like that, getting used to living like that, then it may seem like I need to keep my some aspect of my existence focused on God, even though Maya is trying to pull me with all of its might. So in my case, with things like Excel sheets and programming, it is mostly to chant with the tongue, to chant with the mouth, which seems very a natural way to stay in remembrance of him. And then his uh, his taste is so sweet that it just spreads to the rest of the antakarna quite naturally. But we don't have to worry too much about that as long as you're keeping one foot firmly grounded in him, in whatever that foot may be for the moment, then it should be all right. It should be all right. So, just
So
in
it's
that faith that everything is only improved with God, it cannot be depleted or degraded in any way with God. So, just how we would be completely madly in love, that is what, even if it feels like, we talked about faking versus authenticity the other day, isn't it, that the mind will come and tell us, but this is not authentic, I'm not really feeling that love. But what is the mind's idea of authenticity? Let's be trapped in the ego forever. Let's be oppressed by the mind forever. So the attempt we make to fall more and more deeply in love with God, it will label that as fake and say, don't do it.
like
So
you're saying, if I'm working on an Excel sheet and I'm making some attempt to stay with God, it
yes,
can label that as, yeah,
yes.
that you're
You'll
not
see.
really in the presence of God, or this is just
Yeah, you're
superficial.
not really feeling it. You're not really that deeply in love. You're just taking his name mechanically. But there is great value even in that. Okay. Now, suppose that we are in this universe, uh, and God is in a. Last time I said, I don't know why I said, where does Xanadu? But I hope it's a decent reference. So, suppose God is in a different universe called Xanadu, right? And then we are on this universe, I don't know, let's call it the universe. So we are in this universe and God is in Xanadu. What would be the way to reach him?
Means how to
Like we are in this universe, it's completely separate in terms of this timeline, this space line, this everything is
remember
separate.
him, I guess, is the only way I would.
Yeah, but suppose that that was not possible. Like, is there a way that we have technology that is developed which could create a portal between this universe and that universe and we just walk in through that and we just meet him like that? There isn't such technology. But God, in His mercy, in His kindness, His grace, has provided us a very, very intimate, useful, beautiful tool. And He said over and over across the ages to sages from across the world that all you do need to do is remember me and I am with you. So then we say, how do we remember you? He said, you have my name. You have the name God, you have the name Ram, you have the name Krishna, you have the name Jesus, you have the name Allah. So, with the name, when you remember me, then I'm with you. It's a simple way. How is it possible that He is with us? You see? Now, the fact is that He is already everywhere. So, we're not countering that. The fact is that He is already everywhere, but and yet He is not to be found in this material world. He is already everywhere in the material world, and yet He is not to be found in the material world. That's why the sages have constantly reminded us that He lives in our heart. How to meet Him in our heart? By remembering His name, by finding out the reality of who we are, by remaining empty of the ego, of pride, by remaining in the no mind, remaining in the unborn. And this is the point I've been trying to make, that what we meet as a result of remaining empty is not something which is like a phenomenal force. It is completely extraordinary, non-replicatable in any scientific way, in any chemical way. It's completely, His presence is non-replicable in any technology, in any science, in any worldly magic, in any worldly solution. And He has made it so simple to access Him. Although, whether you say He is the Nirguna, beyond all phenomena, or you say, you imagine that He is in some Vaikunt, some heaven, some Golok, He has His abode, or you say that He lives, He sits on a throne which is made up of 1,000,000 stars. Whatever our notion of Him may be, He is available to meet us through the simplicity of our remembrance.
Father, I have a follow-up question. Can I ask?
Yes. You see, but first you must be staggered with this information. Like, where is He? Who is the one that we are calling? So, to make our prayer really strong is a simple way. Remember Him, and also don't forget to remember who He is. Who is
Remember
He?
him by calling his name and also remember who he is. Like,
Yes. You see? Who is it that we are calling? You see? So now let's put it this way: if somebody you met, or you have the opportunity to meet someone who created a city in India, just out of thin air, he created a city. Okay? Or you met somebody who's a scientist, he invented a new form of species, a new form of life, just one. You see? Now the whole world would consider this one so great and everybody would want to meet him. or her, and we would go completely gaga over this possibility that here's somebody who created a city out of thin air. Here's somebody who invented a new species out of nothing. And here we are talking about the one who has invented time, space, electricity, light, sound, all this life, all the billions of type of lives that there are, all these function, each of these manifestations of life have billions of processes having inside them. He is the intelligence behind all of this. And he is available on call to us. He is available on call. He is already running our life in the most graceful way. But when in the force of Maya we start worrying about it, he's made himself available on call to us. And all he knows is how to be merciful and how to be loving and how to be kind. That's all he knows. And he is the Lord of the universe. And we just say Ram, or we just say Radha, or we just say Krishna, or we say Allah, or we say Jesus, or we say God, or we remember any of his beloveds, the saints. Who is that one who is with us? You see? So, Maya operates in the way of forgetting. Now, this forgetting works in two ways. One is a full outright forgetting. Forget. Me, 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 me is the Mahamantra. There is no God. Forget about it. Then, okay, remember God because it's been reinforced satsang after satsang after satsang. Remember God, which itself is huge.
Lo so, però
Itself is a huge, huge gift to us that we can remember him even without any feeling, without any remembrance of who he is. Itself is it's a great step. But then add on to it the awe of who he is, God. And your faith tells you that he hears you as intently as if you are the only one who exists for him in that moment of time. Your faith tells you this, that when you call out to him, he is listening, he is with you as intently as one for whom only you exist. Because he doesn't have a rush. Time is not a problem for him. You see, if he were to receive 8 billion prayers a second, he wouldn't have to struggle with it. You see? So, as intently as that, as deeply as that, he is with you. So, we have all reason to be awestruck and spellbound just by the fact of this. Just by the fact of this. Yeah. So, this one child rightly said, this one whose presence is our heart, is in our heart or our heart itself. That one. So then this is the answer, no? That how do we reach him, the one who is so beyond? Like the Sage said, you are out of reach, you are without attributes, you are without form. How have you made yourself available to us? How great is your love, how great is your mercy on us that you have made yourself available to us. You're right here with us. The one that even the higher scriptures like the Vedas cannot understand. You are that one, Lord. And how have you come in this way? And then even for those who say, I cannot, it is too subtle, it is too difficult, it is too much practice to meet you in the heart. So then in His mercy, He says, okay, meet me in any way that you want. In any form that you want to love me, and I am available to you. But what does our mind say? It says, yes, 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 all that is fine. But why? Why is he uh, so self-centered that I must have to turn to him? Allow me to enjoy the Maya, the matrix. Why should I have to turn to the truth? Why should I have to turn to the truth? So we don't want to really love, firstly. And secondly, that how would we ever grow out of this ephemeral attachment if he hadn't made it this way? Attachment to the ephemeral will only be broken if to meet him we have to turn away from grasping at the material world. This is also his kindness, his mercy. But even if it was not, I feel like he's completely entitled to do that. Even if it was not. But of course, he has a much bigger heart than mine. So, in this way. Yeah, so what was the follow up? Oh,
You can hear me, Father?
yes, yes.
No. So, Father, just recapping, so I've heard this right. As I use whichever faculty while I'm working to remember him, and as that deepens, the attempt is to stay in the presence of God through whatever work is happening outwardly, right, Father?
Yes, yes, yes.
So as this deepens while I'm working, because so what I'm noticing it is before if I was working for 1 hour, then after that 1 hour I would remember him. Now I am noticing the gap is reducing, Father. So I think my question is that as I deepen in this, I will be able to this stay in his presence and let the work flow from there, and then that also directly the doership part of it gets released in that sense, Father.
Yes. What I want to say is, before your next Excel spreadsheet, just before your next Excel spreadsheet, fall completely in love with him. Then this will
Good.
get simplified. How many minutes it takes to fall completely in love?
Just to remember him, that's it. And
Just mad, just head over heels. Yeah? And there is no more important work than that. No matter how important other work may seem, no other work is as important as that. So then, in that love, you're absolutely right. I'm not questioning your conclusion at all. I'm just saying, just so fully, madly in love with him that your question becomes so I'm not at all able to leave him. I'm getting fully drawn to him constantly. Yeah? Then what should I do about this? Say, just keep at it.
Thank you, Father.
Is it possible or no? It's
Yeah,
possible.
I think it's possible and it's very helpful, Father. Sorry, I brought this up a few times, but I was
No, no,
just seeing.
no, it's very good. It's an opportunity for us to look at it in deeper and deeper ways.
Thank you, Father.
So welcome. What are the qualifications needed to meet God, to be in His presence, to fall in love with Him, to come to Atma Darshan, to come to Atma Gyan? This is universally available to everyone. The truth of who we are, God's light, presence, mercy, love, is available. Like when it rains on a city, then it rains on everyone in the city. So His presence, His love is available for everyone. And we must never, ever fall into the trap of thinking that some of us are better, some of us are worse, some of us are dark, some of us are light. There is no such thing. In India, we have so many stories of so many sages, and in the West also, we have so many stories of so many sages who had very terrible lives. But just in remembering God, they became some of the greatest sages, like Valmiki ji, for one example. You see? So this need to categorize our brothers and sisters, to put them in boxes of worthy and unworthy, possible or not possible, dark or light, is complete nonsense. It's complete nonsense. And we must never get into these ideas, we should never get into these notions. The one that we are judging today, by God's grace, is probably higher than us in their love for God. So, we all have to grow towards seeing God in everyone because it is the truth. We have to grow towards that. I know it's not easy because Maya makes us judge, but really the more you see God within yourself, within your heart, that love, that seeing will reflect in all of our brothers and sisters. So, as a teacher, if I ever do that, all of you have to stop me and bring it up and say, this is not right. This is not right. As a Sangha, if you ever do that, then I will stop you, or I will try to stop you. But you have to stop yourselves. And how does it start? You see, it starts in the guise of love. In the disguise of love, we start saying, this one is like this one is like that. You see? This one is not genuine, this one only wants attention, this one only this like this. You see, without really exploring what is at the heart of this. So we must break out of all these chains. This is all ego, it is all pride which stops us from loving more deeply. And whatever we are judging in a brother or sister, that is probably growing then more in our heart. We are giving room for that to grow. So don't get into any of this. Your job is to stay in God's light and presence. Nobody has been given the job to judge another. Nobody has been given. That job only belongs to God. You see, and He knows only mercy and love. So nobody has been given the task, the job of judging another brother or sister. And may God save us all from this poison. So suppose we said that in this brother or sister, God lives in the tiniest, let's say in the toenail of the littlest toe, God lives. Would that brother or sister be reverential or no? Just if God lives in the tiniest, you see? So, if God lives in all of our hearts, He lives in all of our hearts, then isn't everybody supposed to be revered and loved? Or are we then saying God lives only in our heart? He's available only to us. So kindness, compassion, and again, I'm not sharing any of this as if I've climbed on the top of this hill. I'm just a foolish beginner. Just a foolish beginner and very often caught in Maya and all of these traits that I've talked about, probably from my own experience only. So, but I'm saying this is what I'm learning, and I want to share this learning with all of you. So we must leave. Nowhere is it said that we must take justice in our hands. It is always said that we must leave His nyaya, His justice to Him. Leave all justice to God. Because our capacity to gauge right and wrong is very clouded. If we were to live 100 lifetimes fully in God's will, in God's presence, maybe after that I would say to that one great sage, you have the capacity to judge. Maybe. Even then a maybe. But all of us are caught to some extent or the other in Maya. You see? So how do we know that our judgment is not clouded? By selfishness, by pride. So why don't we trust God enough that He will take care of everything?
Even in different form of, it's so difficult even for to see God in different form of God Himself.
Yeah.
It takes so much of resistance for if I don't know about something about, let's say, Kartik God, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no connection. I cannot even see that. And you're asking us to see in all human.
I am telling you what I am trying to do. Again, everything I am sharing in Satsang is just as a beginner, what I am learning to do myself is only that.
It's a lot of resistance.
Resistance. Now, what to do with resistance? Now, ignore is not difficult when you are falling in love. Isn't it? Again, last time also we spoke about what the love stories that we remember. Romeo and Juliet, what did they do with their resistance? There was so much resistance. They just knew that they loved. When there is so much love, then all this doesn't feel like it's too much. Acceptance, openness, that seems more natural. And with God, what happens is that every time you take His name, you are getting strength, you are getting power, you are getting a tremendous amount of strength to fight Maya. Ganeshwarji said every time you take God's name, this bondage of the world appearance is broken. Prapancha ka, what did he say? Huh? Tutela?
Tutela dharane prapanchat.
Yeah, so the bonds, the bondage of the world appearance is broken. Just take God's name, remember Him, love Him. All the sages have promised us that we will break out of this. We are never to get awestruck by what is stopping us. Don't get awestruck with the me. No? We say, why I've been emphasizing so much about being in awe of God is otherwise we are living in awe of the me. Every moment is like, what happened to me? What's happening to me now? What happened to me now? What's happening to me now? Nobody said, yes, God is doing this in my heart. God is showing me this light. He is giving me this insight. He is loving me so much in this moment. With my one step, He is reciprocating with a heart full of love. My heart is soaked with His presence. How merciful, how kind is He? So why are we not tracking His every movement? Why are we not obsessed with Him? Because Maya, Maya Aya, me comes, so then everything becomes me, me, me. Even God is me. My God, my relationship with God, what's happening to me with God. It's me, me, me. Then the me when the me becomes spiritually knowledgeable, it thinks it becomes spiritually knowledgeable, then it's very hard to shake him off from the center of the frame. I know this, I did that, I am doing like that, I am doing this is what I have understood. And all of this me. So that is called spiritual pride. And it is very difficult to spot. From experience, I can tell you that I have a huge propensity towards this pride. I can fall into pride very easily. So then I have to be very careful. Like an addict, no? I have to be careful. Like an addict, I have to be careful. So I can never say that I'm done with this addiction. See, I'm a pride addict. I can never say I'm done with this addiction. So just this to see is only God's grace, it's only His mercy.
When I'm going within, I'm coming to a place where I feel like my breath stops.
Yeah.
You know, not, like everything stops, then my breath stops.
Yeah.
Then I get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I want to ask about that.
Yeah. So when these things happen, we are coming closer and closer to samadhi states. Many times you notice that your breath is stopped. Many times you even notice like the tiniest functioning of the intellect is there, but everything else seems to have vanished. All these things will happen. Don't allow your mind to make you fearful about them. The one who is giving you all of these gifts is taking care of the whole process. It's like you're in the hands of the world's greatest babysitter. So you just have to be like a baby over there. You don't have to worry about anything.
I feel like when I notice it, then I start to feel suffocated, or my mind convinces me that
because these are to the mind these are unnatural things.
Yeah.
You see, but in our reality these are very natural things. We are seeing the nature of this world is not what we took it to be. You see, we are seeing that the body is also sustained by a greater force than we imagine. We think it is sustained by breath and we think it's sustained by food and water, but actually it is sustained every moment with the life force which He only breathes into us. And in that holy place, allow everything to happen. Don't worry. Okay. Very good. One good practice would be that in the Sangha, when we are trying to offer something from our heart, it's good to get consent first. I've seen many times things like answers are offered in a very beautiful way, but because consent was not taken, then those answers are not received or they're not accepted or they're not liked. So very good if we feel like a brother or sister has a question and you feel like something is bubbling in your heart from God's light to answer, just say, brother or sister, may I try to offer you something, then that I've seen usually works much better. So just a tip in terms of Sangha interaction, that may be more helpful and help our heart's outpouring to be received much more without resistance. So the question was, I have made so many mistakes that to be in God's light and presence feels impossible, Anantaji. Has God made Himself less available to people like us who have made so many mistakes, or more available? I know that He's universally available, but I feel like He's got a special place in His heart for those who have made mistakes in their lives, like me, and He shines His light of mercy and kindness on us very, very sweetly. So don't feel like you've ever made those many mistakes that now God has become inaccessible to you. Never have to fall into that. Because if we fall into that despair, we are setting boundaries to His kindness, to His mercy, to His love for us. You see? And we don't have the capacity to understand His boundless love. You see? So don't let the one who has enabled you, the mind itself, the ego which enables us to make those mistakes, you see? That one itself says, no, now you are too far gone to go to God. You see? And that is why I feel like somehow we should share the stories of these sages like Ajamila, Valmiki, all of those ones whose lives were full of what we are calling mistakes. You see? And yet by God's grace and mercy they were brought to His love and light and they became sages. So just today drop this idea that mistakes have blocked you from God's love, mistakes have blocked you from God's light. He's He's got a special corner in his heart for people like us. Nobody has made that many mistakes that God has said, no, not for you. Nobody has made that. So you're not going to fall into this one again, yes?
Mm. I don't think I'm in a place to make any promises besides just this moment.
I'll accept that for now. I'll accept that for now.
I'm doing my best to just
Yes,
receive what you're sharing.
that's all we
Thank
can do.
you.
That's all we can do. We can just try and always remember that perfection only belongs to Him. In our human play, in our human existence, none of us will ever be perfect. And yet He accepts us, yet He loves us, yet He is available to us. What happens when we actually been selfish, then uh, we find it very difficult also to make a report like you have made. See, so it already tells me that it cannot be that the mistakes are so much, that God is far from you. And no matter what they are, even for the most hard-hearted, actually, God is available. He's available. I bless you with all my love, with may His light shine upon you so much. And I'm very happy to see you in Satsang after many months, is it, or many years, is it? I don't remember. But I'm glad
Neither do I. Too long.
too long. Okay. Yes,
Thank you.
bless you so much. Love.
like the last 2 weeks have been very beautiful, Father. I'm just loving my own space. But there's also too much attention coming from the opposite sex, like women or like the people, something like that. And somewhere I feel I don't want this, Father. Like literally I feel it's not like they're coming to my feet and telling please marry me or something.
Please marry me.
Something I say, Father, kuch bhi, like whatever it is. It's not something I say, but it is because maybe at some point of life I've given them some attention or something like that. And now I feel like I really don't want this, like I don't want this dating life, I don't want to get into these things, like, and even like passing of age, mom also like cooking in the kitchen, she'll come whispering 26 ka ho gaya hai, dekh fir, something or the other.
Start
like,
finding the...
Yeah, something like that.
26 is so young.
And I feel I've lost interest, Father. Like I don't want to do this thing, is what I feel. Is it not important, like, Father, like I want to know, I'm curious to know what you want to tell about this, that is it not important to find my soul before finding my soulmate or whatever, Father?
Very good. If that is the calling in your heart right now, and you're finding beauty in being in your heart, in searching for His presence within your soul, then nothing else is that important. You see? And it's a well-known thing that the minute you're getting closer to God in your heart, all the things in the world start showing up. Opportunities to make money, best business ideas, best relationship notions. Of course, none of them turn out to be like that. You see? So in our history, you've seen so many stories that a sage started meditating. What did Maya send to them? Somebody to tempt them out. Somebody to tempt them out of the meditation. So, if it is true love, if it is a gift from God, then it is not going anywhere. You see? So take your time, be in this discovery of this which is so rare in this world, that people find God within themselves. They come to Atma Gyan, they come to Atma Darshan. It is the most important gift you can give to yourself. And if somebody is meant to be, like you said, the term soulmate, then that one is not going anywhere. You see, whether it is 26 or 36 doesn't matter. You see? So I'm not making any prediction. I'm not saying 36 is the time, but I'm saying, and anyway, 26 is very young.
Somewhere it also feels like to keep other people also hanging, Father. Like
Yeah, you must never keep them hanging. Never keep them hanging, because somewhere it could be because you don't want to hurt them, or because you don't want to let them go completely yourself also. You see, somewhere, whatever the reason may be, but we must never keep anyone hanging. Just be honest, just be clear. I know it's not always easy, but whatever is in your heart, just be open with those who are coming to you. Yeah. Father, you said something about resentment, and if you're resenting, you cannot reach God. Sorry, I'm not remembering the exact words, but I felt hurt, have some resentment and judgment, and I humbly asked you for help to overcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I also don't know the exact words. I remember the beautiful words from A Course in Miracles, love holds no grievances. And what is resentment? It is just grievances solidified. Grievances solidified becomes resentment, anger, hatred, all this solidified becomes resentment. So, yeah, my full blessing, full love. And just that whole thing about God is taking care of everything. The one who is running so many millions of planets and worlds like this, maybe trillions and trillions of living creatures, every moment of their lives are being lived by His will. Even inanimate objects are being, I don't know if we can say lived, but let's use that word for now, lived by His will. Then just know that He is taking care of things. It is not our job to judge. It is not our job to hate. It is not our job to resent. So, as I'm trying to leave all resentments in my life, uh, then I bless you with the same gift. Again, what I started today's satsang with may be helpful in this case also, that all these things by themselves can seem very difficult. How do I drop my grievances? How do I drop my resentment? How do I? You don't have to go picking one by one. Just fall in love with God, then you will have no time to resent. Where is the time to resent? And you can be enjoying His presence, His love, His light. Where is the time for any of this? The mind comes and says, what about that brother who did that to you 3 years ago? And that's what. You see? What are you talking about? Leave me. My beloved is in my heart. We are enjoying our time together. Where is the time for all of this? Even if it doesn't seem as distant as something from 3 years back that somebody did, maybe somebody who's a special relationship did yesterday or today itself, same thing applies. It may be a little more difficult to apply, but the same thing applies. Georgie says, may I speak, Father? No, of course not. I'm just kidding.
Hi, Father.
Hello, hello.
I was raising my hand before, but I don't know if it's visible. I didn't
No, I
want
didn't
to
see.
disturb. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I don't know what to say. Maybe ask for prayers.
You want to give
Yeah.
us or give me a quick report on how you're doing?
Yeah. 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 Just 1 second. Just mostly tired. 'Cause it's been intense with my mom and my sister. And yeah, I'm okay in general. With my dad, I'm okay. Like sometimes, there can come tears like once a day, but it's completely fine. It doesn't feel like suffering or anything like that. But there's a lot to deal with, and it seems that that grace period with my sister has already ended, and she's back to her usual ways, and And my mom needs a lot of help, and we are trying to cover all of that. And um, so yeah, there's been a lot and not much sleep, but yeah, I guess just mostly tired. And also my brother he's away, he's not with
Yeah.
us now, and uh, we're taking care of things, and we're finding people. My mom needs help all day, so now we're in the process of covering that. And yeah. um,
All
so
the
as far as my father goes, that part feels maybe even better than before, because I spent a lot of time worrying about my dad before, and I'm not worried about him anymore.
yes,
Yeah. And my mom is doing better than we expected, considering the circumstances. And
good.
yeah, it was good spending time with her, and she's happy when we pray. She hasn't prayed for a very long time, and now
Ah, yes.
I yeah, I
Very,
woke her up. Oh, I went to her bed yesterday when she woke up, and we started praying, and she was so happy.
very, very.
She's very, it seems like this Alzheimer connects her more to spirit. She
Yes,
feels a lot more connected to spirit than, it's like
very.
she detects BS right away. When I say
Ah,
something that is not aligned,
I
she's
see.
like, "What are you saying?" She seems very connected with spirit. And
Ah, very.
um so there's a lot of goodness. But yeah, it's just a transitional period. And
Yes, yes,
uh, maybe just ask for your prayers for my mom and my family. And I have received this message from you and my dad and some others, that this hopefully will be a time for the family to unite more. And it doesn't seem that way so far. The way things are going, it doesn't seem that that is happening. But yeah, I
yes,
just pray for acceptance, because I can see myself still resisting the way things are, the way my sister behaves, or the way my brother behaves. And a little bit connected to what you were saying, I don't feel that it's aligned with the way that I want to live with God in my heart.
yes.
Yeah.
So most of that which had to be done in the outer is now done, like the funeral services, all that is finished now. All the work is.
Yes, that the service was yeah, everything was handled very much with the grace of God. All of that was it was fine, and it was very beautiful to see so many loved ones. A lot of people loved my father very much.
Yeah,
He was a very accomplished, creative, original man back
I see.
in his time. And so despite all of the other stuff that maybe you know more about, and he did inspire a lot of people.
I
So a
see.
lot of people loved him, and
I see.
we met a lot of beloved people. And then also I have some very dear friends that have accompanied me, and of course the Sangha as well. So yeah. Uh, yeah, all of that is taken care of. It's more about my mom now. I think it's of course there's gonna be more to take care of, but I feel the priority is that my mom is okay. It was tough yesterday because we found someone new, because we
Yeah,
need to cover the 24 hours a day. And none of us liked her, and my mom especially didn't like her. But I had been with my mom for so long that I had to leave, because I was running out of
yeah,
patience and sweetness. I was so tired, and
yes, yeah.
she just did not want me to to leave her with her.
Yeah.
And my sister didn't want to come. But then, by the grace of God, another helper that she's almost part of the family, she came. So um and I think we found some people that might actually work, because they were there before when my dad was there, and
Yeah.
my dad had problems with them, but maybe my mom doesn't. We'll see how
Okay.
that goes today. It's the most practical conversation that I've had with you.
No, it's very good. It's very good. And this time, this is very good. No worry. This is very good.
I
Of course,
really
I
do.
pray.
I think I want to emphasize, because I do feel that you've been, I don't know, because my mind is not very sharp right now, but I feel like you've been talking about is related to this. I want to leave behind all resistances that have to do with the way people are and their path, and just take care of things with humility and surrender to God, and not expect anyone to change. People have their own paths, and I just want to love everyone as they are.
Very good. Very good. It's very beautiful what you're saying. Also, that you get at least a 10-day pass on anything that comes through your expression. That don't beat yourself up about it. Don't worry about it right now. Just to get your rest, to get your healing, to uh, to deal with whatever you're feeling at this point of time is paramount. So don't have to worry. No self judgment. So maybe I didn't emphasize this part enough. uh, so not just like we're not to judge our brothers and sisters, we have to be kind to ourselves also. Just be kind to yourself. Know that God is taking care of you, and His mercy is for all our brothers and sisters, but is also for us. So Bhaiji Hanuman Podarji said that he doesn't actually know how to do anything except mercy. It is such a beautiful thing. So his justice is also his mercy only.
Justice is also his mercy.
And he is the only one who can make even such a strong word like justice feel merciful. Actually, it just came to me. Did you ever see somebody called Judge Caprio? There's a,
Doesn't ring a bell.
there's a YouTube. Now he just passed away a few months back, or maybe a year back. But he is one representation of that who I really love. Like he was a judge, but in his judgments, you could always see that he is trying to help the one who is passing the judgment on. Like he was an actual judge in a courtroom. So it was very beautiful, and so many people got so touched by that. So his show, which was mostly about traffic fines and traffic fines, that became popular all over the world, because I feel like all of us felt something godly in that. Like what a godly way to be. That although you're dispensing justice because society has put you in that position, you're not forgetting mercy, you're not forgetting love, you're not forgetting kindness and compassion. So so some representations like that of the way God is just but merciful first are available to us actually.
I think it's good that you're bringing that up, because I think that at the very core of this hurt with my siblings is looking for justice where justice is not supposed to be looked for. This is the core of the pain. It's like I feel things are unjust, and that's not where justice.
Exactly.
I mean, it can be there, but I, I I don't want to waste time looking for justice where it, when God is the source of all justice, beyond my comprehension, beyond anything that.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Exactly. Like our human idea of judging our brother and sister, mostly in the forgetting that God's justice takes care of everything, is just like running to make the earth spin faster or something. Let me also run to
I
add.
couldn't follow that.
So
Sorry.
somebody, you've come on a few runs with us in Bangalore. Uh, so suppose somebody you met on that run, as they were running, why you run? For your health? Do you want to improve your health? No, no. I'm just running a bit to help God spin this earth a bit faster. He must be struggling to spin this earth, so I'm just running to provide some energy there. So it's just like that. Our idea of dispensing justice or judging our brothers and sisters is just like that. And it's a very like to be a judge, for example, in society is, I won't, like it's a very difficult job. It's a very
Yeah.
difficult job. No, and thankfully, as far as I am aware, nobody has been given that job. No? So let those ones who have been given the job in society do them. We don't have to get into that. In fact, all the great incarnations came to tell us that your job is to love, leave justice to me.
Yeah. Our job is to love, leave justice to him.
And let me make it even simpler. Hopefully, this is simpler. Our job is to love Him. And when we love Him, then naturally in our outer expression, that love is going to reflect. So we don't even have to work hard and say, like, if we want to take on the project, we can. But sometimes we feel too weak to be able to do that. Can I really love this brother? Can I really love this sister? It seems very difficult at times.
Yeah.
So in that
Yeah.
moment, remember that we can just love Him, and He'll provide us that love to be expressed in the outer.
Yes. I actually have a question about the practice because of
Yeah.
yesterday, if I
Yeah.
may. Um, I was throughout the day, we prayed in the morning with my mom, and then throughout the day, I was saying Jesus' name, and
Yeah.
um, so through the day, just saying his name felt like only felt like saying his name. It didn't feel
Yeah.
like anything else, but it just kept coming to say Jesus, so I
Yeah.
just kept saying. And then I got home in the evening, and I was very tired. I spoke to someone from the Sangha, and they said just your home now. You can just leave all of that aside, and it's your job to go back to yourself. And um, I don't know. They guided me in a way that I was able to right away just
Yeah.
okay. So I'm sure we had this conversation too many times, and I don't know even exactly what I'm trying to say, but
No, it's good.
I guess that through the day I was saying his name, and I was just saying it out of trust in
Yeah.
this with you, um and then in a second, maybe because I was being guided, maybe not, I don't know, it was just okay, leave that, because you're holding on to something that is not you. You're holding on to what grievances or looking for justice where it's not, or whatever it is. And then it was the relief was pretty immediate, and
Yes.
and I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but I don't
I
know if
think
maybe
that
through the day, yeah.
how come taking Jesus' name didn't provide that immediate relief?
I thought about that. I thought, okay, maybe because I said Jesus all day, maybe that's why in the evening when maybe that's why. Yeah, I felt that too. Yeah, maybe you think, yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, well, I was just
We
asking
don't
if
know.
that was your question, but it's like, how would I say I don't have such
Yeah,
capabilities, but I would just say that I have such faith in His name, God's name, whichever representation of God's name that you love, that it gives us blessings beyond what we can comprehend. Like, if you don't have to take my word for it, one of the greatest sages who's ever lived is a sage called Sant Gyaneshwar, who has written one of the most beautiful commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita ever written. In the 12th century he wrote that. So he has said that just in taking God's name, the merit that comes upon us is immeasurable, is infinite. So I have great faith in what my heart is telling me about this, and great faith in the words of sages like that who are innumerable, who have told us that just taking His name is of great power. So I would, in my heart, feel like it would have definitely helped. Now, whether, like, I don't know the mechanics of how it would have helped and whether that led to that conversation happening or not, who am I to say? But I would like to feel that, I would like to believe that.
yeah, because the thought does come, should I just change the practice and instead of saying the name, but in the middle of everything, saying the name is actually the most accessible practice, especially when we're taking care of things and I do have faith, of course, in the Lord and in you, so but I did want to bring it up. I did want to bring it up that sometimes I feel like I'm just saying the name. Just I don't know, I'm just saying the name, you know.
And at this time, I would say that given what you've been through in the last week or so, it's a great gift that you've been able to stay in God's name. And we have gone through the mechanics of how taking God's name and self inquiry and remaining empty, no mind, unborn, all of that really brings us to the same point of His holy presence. But I would say, again, for the next few days, don't worry about this question too much. Don't worry about. This is definitely not the right time for you to change your practice. I'm sure Maya would love
Definitely.
that. I'm sure Maya would love that. Then get you very confused by tomorrow and in a mess by day after. But so this is not the right time to contemplate whether this is the right practice. Let's give it a few more days, and then we see what to do.
This this is I can't even calculate the size of the gift of just even having this conversation with you, Father,
Yes.
and just having this sangha and their love and prayers.
Something is coming up to say. I hope it's not inappropriate. Sometimes I lose track of appropriateness when I speak. So just tell me if it is not nice. But I'm just saying that suppose when our loved ones went to heaven, we did not know what their names were and how to call out to them. You see? Then some prophet, sage, saint comes and says, this is the name for that one. You see? Now, if every time you remember that name, you can reach them, you can access them. You see? Otherwise, they seem so inaccessible now in this realm. So we are blessed that we can say father or dad or whatever name you used. But now imagine that one who is beyond all phenomena. And yet, we have a way to call him, to invoke him. So, that is the power of his name. So, really, it's not, even when it feels like I'm just doing it mechanically, it is just not possible because the name itself inherently has power. And we cannot actually take any name just mechanically. Just try to take any name mechanically. You know what I mean? Just take a name
Yes,
and don't get any aspect of your soul immersed in, like a memory of them or a thought of them or a feeling about them. We can't do it.
no, that just felt like when you
Just
used to say, try to stop being.
exactly, exactly. I still say that, but not as often, admittedly, yes. But it's just not possible, isn't it? It's if you know
No.
a George or you know a Sally, or I don't know why I'm getting these cowboy Western names, but but suppose these are names, then if you take their name, then something about them does come to you. You can't take it just mechanically. So it is just not possible also to do it mechanically. Our mind bullies us and oppresses us in these ideas. So don't worry. Of course, later I'm going to tell you put as much of yourself into it, put your full heart into it, all of that. But now, for a few days, relax. Don't worry about anything.
I love you so much, Father.
Love you
I'm
too, my child. You too.
so grateful. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what we've done to deserve meeting you.
Somebody was saying this in the Sangha, and I feel like I don't know what good deeds or what would have happened for this one to receive such a beautiful Sangha of all of you kids. I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is a beautiful song.
It is just beyond comprehension. It's just God's gift. So I'm the one who's grateful, really.
Thank you, Father.
Bless you, bless you. Is there a song like that? What a name it is. What a, what a beautiful name. Nice one, no? Huh? The name of Jesus. Right? And we have a problem of plenty, no? We have a problem of plenty. Like one of our problems, and this was my problem for many years in spirituality, like which name to take. What a good problem to have. It's like the first world problem of first world problems. Which name of God should I pick? It's a real blessing to have that problem. Very good, very good, very good. Let's go to Samia.
Not yet.
I hear something.
I hear something.
Oh, but I hear
Um,
myself much more. Now, no, it went away. What? You go back to how it was? I did hear something originally, I mean, when we just started. It's gone. If you want to type something, I'll be happy to read. Okay, let's go to Sajan.
Hi, Father. Can you hear
Hello,
me?
my dear. Yes, I can.
Thank you. On the subject of judging others and
Yeah.
the pride, I wanted to find from you something from your own experience and also
Yeah.
to expose what's happening here sometimes. Because I feel I have sensitivity sometimes towards picking up things.
Sensitivity towards picking up.
Picking up some
Yeah.
energy sometimes or from
Energy. Yes.
interactions.
Yes.
It's less and less. And what I've noticed is that until I feel good, let's there's no problem. I feel open, and as soon as I
As long
start
as
to
you're feeling
feel,
good, there's no problem. Acha, that's what you
yes,
say.
yes, and then when I notice that something goes in the body, but it happens much less now, but still it feels I'm starting to retract, like to start to judge a little bit if this interaction is meant to be, if it's a bit of a diversion from a more truer, like if I'm following something which is not in God's will somehow.
Yeah.
And since you have so many interactions and experience with this, um, I'm curious how it is for you when
Yeah.
you you feel some of those things.
I'm going to take a minute because if what I'm about to say should not come from any pride or any stupidity. So may it be full of integrity and truth and honesty. So I would say that it is a very natural flow in every interaction for this energetic interchange to happen. It's very natural. And of course, there are some interactions which seem to sap your energy more or create some constriction, and some which seem to be elevating and beautiful in that way. Now, one question which I've always asked myself is that which is the energy I'm supposed to immerse myself more in? Because if with my exchange with a brother or sister, something gets transferred here, something moves here, then isn't it a form of service to God? Isn't it a way to serve Him? Because even the movement of this energy cannot happen without His will. And if our job is to make ourselves available to our brothers and sisters, again I'm saying this is the question I've asked myself. How much I've lived up to that, I don't really know. But this is I felt like a helpful question to ask, which is that if we truly say we are servants of God, if we truly say we are teachers of God, or we're trying to live our life in His will, in His light, in His surrender, then isn't part of the job to make yourself available to receive anything which may be afflicting another brother or sister? So, over the years, many have said that whatever health troubles I've had, whatever body issues I've had, have been because of this sort of energy interchange that happens, and I should do things to try and protect myself in terms of keeping some crystal or something else. But I've always not felt happy about doing that, because, for example, if you had a particular thing, no, not that you do, I'm not saying at all that, but suppose if you did, and in our interaction something just moved here, then wouldn't it be my job, as my love for you as a brother, to make myself available for that, given that anything that can afflict the body here or afflict any layer of this existence cannot happen without it being God's will? Then do I really have to be concerned about protecting something here? I don't know what a good answer is. I've been given many ways to look at it over the years, but right now I just feel like if my job is to praise God in whichever way that I can, and part of that job is to make this body available for any of this, then I accept that as part of the job. I accept that as part of the job, and I don't feel like I need to take any special measures beyond what God is already loving and taking care of me so much that I don't feel like I need to apply myself in some way to take some special measures to protect myself from those situations. So I remember somebody many years ago was just starting to share satsang, and they are not here now, but she was from a different city. She was starting to share satsang, and she said to me, Ananta, ever since I've started sharing satsang, I've been having this affliction and this energetic constriction and all of these things. And I said that the sharing of satsang is a lot to do with that. It is not just saying of words which will inspire or which will this thing. It is a lot to do with that movement as well. And if you're not willing to accept that as part of the job, then I would suggest that you don't take on that job. And this girl, very honestly, very sweetly, she said, no, this is not what I signed up for, so I'm not going to do this. She said, I'm not going to do this because this is not what I signed up for. And I appreciated that honesty very much. But this doesn't just apply to teachers of God, although it does specifically in some way apply more to them. But anybody who's in a sangha, anybody who's around others, we must, if we call it a brotherhood or a sisterhood, if we call it a relationship of love, then would we accept that from a special beloved one, but not from a brother or sister in the sangha? So that has always been the question, the contemplation. I do know that there have been times in this life of sharing satsang that there have been many times where what would be very tiring here is like if I found that a brother or sister are just not willing to leave their mind, and wanting to just
Yeah.
engage from that level, I would find that very tiring. And there are times where I've said that no, I can't engage in that anymore. And truly, I feel like because uh, I was just learning, I was a novice, so and I still am a beginner. So I feel like I'm learning also that it is not my place to say no, this is this one like this I cannot engage or I can engage. I'm not. Um, I put myself on a pedestal too much, far too often, and I'm learning not to fall for that anymore. A little bit I'm learning. It's a long way to go, but in terms of energy movements, energetic transference, which happens very naturally in the sharing of satsang, I don't feel to define myself in any way with regards to that. God is doing a good enough job of that.
Thank you, Father. And I feel that from you very much in your this unconditional love that you have. And if you allow me to
Please, of course.
refine a bit what I've said, because I also feel in any interaction that there's somebody who wants to hear from me, or we're looking towards the truth. Some That's very, like, I really don't mind anything, and it also goes more fast. It just leaves the system more fast. But when somebody is not necessarily asking for any of my, it's not. I don't feel that openness, like you. For example, if somebody comes to your satsang, it, they come because they want to hear from you. Otherwise, so it starts with that premise that they're open to you. Otherwise, they wouldn't come. But then in other interactions where just things happen in that way, and somebody may not be open
Yeah.
to look more deeply, and there's some stuckness somewhere, either in you or in them, and there's not that fire of looking or of truth.
Yeah.
Then that judgment comes, like, oh, this one doesn't want to be true, maybe, and I'm just wasting my time, something like that. And I don't doubt that God is there, in that only God is there in their heart deeply. But then I start to doubt if this is just, if this person has another path, or another, like, just that we're not compatible in some way. I don't know how to say. So I'm
Yes.
talking more about this type of judgment, if you have
Yes.
some insight
We have
into
to
it.
be a bit vigilant about this type of judgment. Let me see if I understood first what you were saying. You're absolutely right that the construct of satsang is very convenient for me. You see, which means that this is satsang with Ananta. You come here not to not to share, but to receive guidance. So it's a very
Mm.
convenient sort of construct. But when we are in our day-to-day lives, when you're talking to Sangha or when you're talking to other brothers or sisters, you are feeling that after in the conversation or after the conversation, you're feeling that they are not very open to hearing you. But are you saying that you are more open to hearing them than they are to hearing you?
I feel I start open, and then while the interaction is going,
Yeah.
and maybe lasts for an hour, 2 hours, and then I just get that I feel like all those beautiful qualities of abundance, they just get drained out of my system, and then I feel, was this, is this in God's will, or I'm taking
Yeah.
a turn that I should just cut it more quick?
Yeah. Do you feel like, um and don't mind this question, and you're not forced to answer, of course, and
Mm.
it's not coming from any intuitive sense I'm getting or anything like that. Just this question just came, which is that,
Yeah.
do you feel like in at least 70-80% of the conversations that you have with brothers and sisters, you have more to offer them than they have to offer you.
Maybe it was like this before, but now I don't have such a good image of myself anymore.
Okay, that's good.
So I feel honestly I don't know. I don't know. But could be that I feel I have more knowledge than them. So I have that pride of knowledge that I feel I see things so I could offer. So it probably I feel I have more to offer. Yes, that pride is there. Yes, sorry.
So we just have to be a little vigilant about that,
Yeah,
because that will block God's light from flowing through us very organically.
yeah,
But
yeah,
rest, like you said, if you're getting an intuitive sense that some environment or some people are not healthy for you spiritually, like it is very important for us to keep good company on the outside as well as on the inside on this path, because if we get into bad company which is corrosive to our spirituality, then that can really have a detrimental effect on our deepening, on our growth. So trust your heart about that. If something is saying that these ones just want to involve me in worldly judgments and gossip and things like this which are not healthy for my spiritual growth, then I would say follow your heart and keep a distance. Even if you do end up losing a few friendships, it's still worth it if you're helped in deepening your presence in your heart. But just remember to be very heartfelt about this, very true, and not
mm,
coming from any pride or any idea that you should be the one helping others or something like that, unless
yeah,
you determine the construct first. You see, so when the conversation starts, you could determine the construct saying that I feel in this conversation I have a lot to offer you. So are you open to listening, or are you just wanting to vent, or just gossip, or what is the construct of this conversation that you're expecting? Many times this construct is misunderstood, yeah, and then that leads to
yes.
these misunderstandings.
I also feel there's an association that I'm making with the lightness of the body and how I'm feeling with somehow being in a more true um, abidance, which is not true to make that. It's just it's like actually quite egoic to just want the goodness of
Yes,
to always feel good, basically, to not feel
yeah.
so that
That's why
maybe.
you can't trust in this one. You have to trust what your heart compass is telling you very strongly. If your heart
Mm,
compass is guiding you that this is auspicious, even though
mm,
the energy levels in the rest of your system may be getting constricted and get taking on some burden, then we must follow
mm.
our heart even then, because then that is our service to our brothers and sisters.
I feel this is the core of it, Father. Yeah,
Very,
thank you
very.
for sharing, and you were helping so much with the pride, um, just to expose and be like how you said one satsang that you even forgot who came to the seeing, and you want to forget about who even, like it's all God, like it's not even
Yeah,
who made the first step, and who
yeah.
knows, and who gathered all this knowledge. Yeah. Can I say one more thing? I'm
Of
sorry
course
if
you
I
can.
keep
Of
it going.
course.
Because it's been with me and it's a bit of pride there. I feel it, but also I just want to share it because when you speak now about God, I feel it so much for me, for this heart to deepen in the love of God and to forget everything of the me. But when I started the spiritual, the path,
Yeah.
I felt if I would have come to a satsang like this, where
Yeah.
it's put a bit like in the Christian tradition that I know it's God and me, and then you are so small, like you can't do anything, only God can do something.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to wait for his grace to even see who you are and all of that. I
Yes.
don't think I could have entered so fully into this who am I
Yeah.
question. So for
Yeah.
that, I felt I needed that sense that I can see because it's about my own self. I can see that even if it's
Exactly.
mixed with the ego me,
Yeah.
just to go fully there and just not to I don't know that full um, going for it was very important. And I feel if I would have heard this that you have to wait first at the door and then for that would have maybe weakened a bit my all in. But I don't know. I'm just I have a little bit this sometimes going on when I just lay it down at your feet and at God's feet and I just leave it. Just want to say this.
Thank you. Thank you for that input. As you know, uh, what I share is not mostly not very attractive. So, so you can't help that. It's just how the spirit wants to use this instrument, how the Atma is using this instrument is completely up to it. If I was to start censoring it or micromanaging how it wants
Yeah.
to use this body, then I just fall into uh, too much me, and
Mm,
the the only thing that gives contentment, peace, joy, happiness here is to serve God in whichever way He wants to use this body. So I completely hear you, and I'm glad that God laid out the curriculum for you in such a way, and I'm sure He's doing it for everyone in such a way that we hear what we need to hear at whatever point of time. So we just have to go
exactly.
with that faith. We have to go with that trust.
Mm.
That's all good. He's worked it out well
That
for you.
yes, and this is more also for other people. I'm thinking for new people that come to
Yeah.
satsang
Yeah. There's
that
hardly anyone
they
new
need
that comes.
But like you say, that I leave it to God because even that to think what's best for new people, it's too much pride there. So I'm just uh, yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Bless.
Thanks,
Bless.
thanks, thanks.
What happens is that at some point of our lives, like it can, let's use the analogy of a scale, no? Of a weighing scale with two ends. So when the spiritual journey starts, then it seems like the weighing scale of the phenomenal has more weight on it. So most of our priorities, most of our the weight goes in that end of it, while we're starting to grow spiritually on the other end. So some weight is starting to get put over there. Then as we keep growing in our spiritual path, on our spiritual project, then the weight of that which is beyond the world of phenomenality, the weight in our lives to the presence of God and to that which is shown in God's presence, the reality of the self, that becomes so paramount that we may say that we want to be servants of God, but really there is no option but servitude, because you only feel a sense of happiness, joy when your heart is aligned with His light, with how He is guiding you. So, even if we were to try and force it to be in another way, you cannot do it at the extent of the only thing that gives you joy in your heart, which is to serve Him. So, this servitude no longer seems like an option, it seems like the requirement, because that is the only thing which gives you then joy, because there's so much weight on this side of the weighing scale now that it would be heartbreaking to not follow His light, His will. There comes a point where the only thing that gives you joy is Him smiling in your heart, His presence fully alive in your heart, and not feeling closed and distant and restrictive. You see? So I would not exchange this life for anything that the world could offer me. Would not exchange this sense of Him smiling in my heart for anything that the world would offer me. Nothing matches the taste of that. Nothing matches His presence alive, and you can sense when He is joyful in your expression, and you can sense when we ourselves become hard-hearted and distant from Him. So, to live moment to moment with our hearts soaked in His love, in His light, that is the greatest joy I've ever received in this life. And no offer, no temptation in the world can match that. And it's also a very simple way to live then. It's a very simple way to live. Because you just follow what feels right to the Atma, and you live in the discipleship of that Atma. Then you're carried like a baby in His lap. Okay, let's go to Karunamai.
Hi, Father.
Hello.
Do I need to say anything?
I wish I had those intuitive skills, but I don't.
I feel I um, I just want to be with you beyond comparison and judgment and understanding of
anything how it should be
Yeah.
and how it shouldn't. And
Yes.
um,
I feel like you should set a deadline for this topic because it's been too many years already. Just set a deadline and say today is the last day that I will give my mind this topic. This is the last. It's been 4 years, 5 years, I don't know how many years we'll go in evaluating this topic. So let today be the last day on this topic. Tomorrow, some other topic
you
is
know,
fine.
uh,
So let your mind
I
work a little hard to produce new topics to trouble you with.
I don't think the mind has new topics.
Then you're free. If you drop this one and your mind has no new topics, then you're free. Then you are done.
You know, I was asked to choose a quote and work with, and there is this Ramana quote, and he says, "When when you're sincere in this quest to find out what you are, the I thought disappears, and the self, uh, uh, something from the depths takes over, which is yourself." And it was one time, like I was reading this quote maybe, but I wasn't grasping it in a way. And then by Guruji's grace, I went again to this book and I understood this word serious, you know? It's so important. And still, even if I understand this, and even I still fall this trap. And even if I know that yourself, Papaji, Yogiram Surakumar, Guruji, you all had the moment when, like a cutoff date, like you said, let this be the last day. So I have confidence or faith that it exists. I,
Yes, but before that cutoff date for awakening or whatever you're referring to, let's have a
it's mind
cutoff date for this
transcendence.
topic. Can we have today as the cutoff date for this topic?
About judgment and
Not this,
comparison.
yes, yes, exactly, this topic.
Yeah.
You see?
But I
So
think this
sometimes I
is
say that, sometimes it's been coming here to say that so many of us for 20, 30, 40 years still deciding whether we want to be on the Jnana path or the Bhakti path, that the whole life has passed us by and we're still determining what our path is. In the same way, Maya plays these tricks. No? What is my real path?
I don't I pray when I pray and I inquire I really have an aspiration, let's say, to inquire and to apply what Ramana says, okay?
Yes.
So I somehow, like you said, it's easy. You take every thought one by one and inquire into it. So it should be easy for a 7-year-old, you said. So
Yeah. But but 7-year-old
I
is not doing this. A 7-year-old is just asking, "Who are you right now?"
yeah.
You see, because you saw the difference. No? You saw the difference. Like you are determining what you should be doing as a 7-year-old with the inquiry. But a 7-year-old is not determining what a 7-year-old should be doing with the inquiry. They would just inquire.
Ah,
So who are
I
you?
wasn't aware.
1 minute. So who are you? You said you wanted to live up to Bhagwan's highest pointing. So let's give it a
Yeah.
shot right now.
Yes, please.
So who are you?
I don't need my glasses for this.
Who are you? Let me put my glasses on. It won't be found that way. So not found that way. Then
No,
where to find?
no. That's how our conversation began.
Who are you? And for everyone. You're not to sit and see what is happening with Karunamai. You sit and inquire for yourself who you are. Give me a sense of what's happening inwardly.
I'm I'm just observing some tension
I
and
see.
some
Who is that
energetic
which is
tension.
observing?
Um,
The tension is perception.
It's personal. I think it's still in the.
No, no, who is it right now? Not what you think it is. Who is that? Who observes perception or who is aware of perception happening? Let's forget what is being perceived for a moment.
Yeah.
Look on the other side. Who is aware of that perception happening? If there is any thought determining your current state to you, trying to determine your current state, just have to ask yourself who witnesses that thought.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go beyond the thoughts
Yes,
and
don't get involved in
any kind of,
anything that they're offering. Exactly.
yeah, any kind of perception or sense. Yeah, not even. And as I stay with
We
it
don't go
going,
there. Who is I? Who is this I?
I is a thought.
Who witnesses this thought? Does a thought witness another thought?
Um,
Who are you?
um,
Give me a sense of what is the inner climate now.
There was this light that could also be perceived.
Okay. Yes, you're right. If it's a light which can be perceived, it is not the light of the Atma. So leave that. Ask yourself who witnesses that light.
I don't need to keep my eye closed for anything.
Okay, keep. I don't need to.
Keep my eye closed.
Don't
My
need to.
eyes.
You
It's
don't need to.
stupid.
Keep your eye closed is fine, but you don't need to keep your eyes closed. But if it helps, if it seems to help, it's fine.
No, because it doesn't seem to help because then some delusion happens.
No, let all appearances come, whether they're eyes open or eyes closed, they're at the same level of delusion for self
Yeah,
inquiry. So treat them at the same level of unreality. It doesn't matter whether their
yeah.
appearances are coming with eyes closed or appearances are coming with eyes open. Uh, all are being perceived. Your job is to ask who is aware of this perception.
Oh, oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Yes, but in self inquiry, even this you ask who witnesses this thought.
This sound, it was not a thought. Um,
So you have to stay with this question.
I have, if I say that when I look at you talking, mm, mm, I was going to say, because for a moment when I looked at you, it seemed like these words were not coming from someone. Um, I had this experience before though, and I don't want to go into any
Let's wait
more.
because we are in self inquiry mode, so I have to have my sword out.
Yeah.
In
Yes,
self
please.
inquiry mode, we don't need to know any of this. Just if
Ooh.
there is a thought, who witnesses that thought?
Yeah, true. Ah,
Do you feel that with the question your faculties are coming to a one pointedness, inward facing, a natural
yes.
inward
Uh-huh.
facingness? Okay.
I don't know
So
what faculties are, but I feel my some expansion, let's call it, beyond this idea of something. And I feel the thoughts are just subsiding.
very good, very good. So stay with this question: who witnesses all of this change happening, all of these thoughts even reducing? Stay with
Okay.
that and
Yeah.
just persist with this question. Put as much time as you can into this, asking this question in a focused way, and you can report to me in the next satsang.
I love you, Father. Thank you so much.
Eric, Very
Mhm.
Everything in the world is constantly changing. Our sense perceptions are changing. Our thoughts are changing. Our emotions are changing. Our body sensations are changing. But the one who is aware of these perceptions has not ever changed. Unchanged by the state of waking, dream, sleep, and turiya. Who is that one? Beyond creation and destruction, beyond birth and death, beyond being and not being, existence and non-existence. Everything that we say exists in this world is witnessed. But is the witness itself witnessed? Every perception has a cause, has a creation, has a destruction. Who is that which is beyond cause, is unaffected by every perception? In whose presence is this world appearing? Is this appearance a dream or is it reality? In either case, is the witness affected by them? Everything is in the play of opposites. But who are you that is beyond any opposite? Neither coming nor going, neither waking nor asleep, neither dead nor alive. Who are you in the light of whom all this happens? We have 1,000 stories playing in our head. None of them actually apply to us in reality. Who is that which is beyond all stories? We have a world, we have a body, we have all of these perceptions. But the truth of who we are is not found in any of them. Where can I be found? Round and round on this merry-go-round of life we go. Who remains untouched? May you remain in this holy stillness where the Atma can reveal the highest answer. May you remain empty of the me. May you not get caught in Maya. May your life shine with the light of the truth. May all our brothers and sisters be happy, at peace and free. I think I led myself into self-inquiry, attempting to lead her. What about? There's a love which is felt, but there's a higher love which is beyond feeling. Just like there's a joy which is felt, but there's a Brahmananda which is beyond feeling. So the love of non-separation, of realizing oneness and unity with the highest, is beyond all felt love or experience of love. Beyond all experience. The taste of that which is beyond all experience, the tasteless taste of that is tasteless only to our outer faculties. But it is the highest taste. No one ever needs to feel unworthy to come before me. So I'm responding to a report. I myself have so much absence of love. I rarely give any brother or sister the highest love which is possible to give from my heart, because my mind gets in the way. So none of you should ever feel unworthy. Exactly. Very good.